80s.
The Rob Carson Show is presented by Paramount Plus.
You don't need to live with aches and pains. Visit relieffactor.com today.
You are about to hear the most interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
And by the grace of God, it is finally Friday. Finally Friday, ladies and gentlemen. What a week it has been. And for all of the Democrats who absolutely hate America, who are not celebrating the 250th anniversary of our birth, go ahead and sit at home. It's no big deal. It really is no big deal. We don't even care. We don't even care. Did you realize that the UFC America 250 from the White House had more viewers than any Super Bowl ever? Did you know that? Did you know that? Yeah. More viewers than any Super Bowl ever. They're saying 150 million viewers. 150 million viewers. This despite the caterwauling to the left and saying it was some sort of an affront and trying to have it canceled and all of this and lawsuits to take down the cage so they couldn't do it. And it went off beautifully. 150 million views on Paramount Plus, by the way. Paramount Plus kicks butt, but I've got Paramount Plus at home. I watch it almost exclusively every night, and I'm not lying. I do. I just do. That said, it was gigantic, and that's a pay network, okay? That's not free like the Super Bowl. 25 million better than the biggest Super Bowl ever on a network that you subscribe to. That's gigantic. That is absolutely gigantic. And you know why it is? Because we're sick and damn tired of people telling us, America sucks and all this. We are tired of the feminization of the culture. Nothing against women. I love me some women. My God in heaven, I would give anything for a woman right now. That said, please, God, bring me a woman. Anyway, nothing wrong with femininity. There's nothing wrong with it at all. It's glorious. But we have been feminized as a culture, and let's face it, women like men who are men. They don't like James Tallarico being a vegan who says God is non-binary and there are 6 sexes. No, wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. That said, we have a return to masculinity, or at least a rejection of the femininity, of the feminization of the culture, an embracing of the patriotism and pride in the United States. And that's what this is about. That's what this is about. By the way, did you hear that people are literally vandalizing the reflecting pool? They're vandalizing the reflecting pool. They're scratching 8647 on the bottom of it. They are trying to peel up the blue paint sealant on the bottom of it. Honestly, oh my God, you just suck so much, Democrats and the left. You just, as you're doing your descent into hell, and you're doing a death spiral into hell. I've been talking about this for years, and you're scratching and clawing, now literally scratching at the surface of the reflecting pool, under the water. That's what you're doing, and you know what? Enjoy it because there's nothing that's going to save you at this point. There's nothing going to save you at all at this point. Here are the top 5 most watched Super Bowls by average U.S. viewership. And of course, the UFC had 150 million viewers. 150 million viewers, my God in heaven, it's so glorious. Here they are. Super Bowl LIV. I don't do Roman numerals, but it was the one in 2025 with the Eagles versus the Chiefs. And I'll tell you, yes, Eagles, you deserve to win that one. You did. I lived in Kansas City. I was there for all 3 of the Chiefs Super Bowls, by the way. That was number 1. That was number 1. Then Super Bowl LV in 2026 was just this year. 124 million. Did you hear that? The first one, Super Bowl LIX, was Licks. Is that? No, leave it alone. 127.7 million viewers. Still about 23 million fewer than the UFC Fight Night on the White House grounds that you had to subscribe to Paramount Plus to watch. It's so glorious. Oh, my God, it's so glorious. Super Bowl LVII 2024. You know how I know it's the Super Bowl? Because every year the Super Bowl matches my age. Every year the Super Bowl matches my age. Yeah. Super Bowl 60 was just this last year. There you go. So there you go. Anyway, Chiefs 49ers on 123 million in 2024. And you notice that a common theme here that has to do with a team in Kansas City that the fans go, oh, and they do a tomahawk chop. Did you know? Yeah, it's the Chiefs. Super Bowl XLIX 2015. Patriots Seahawks 114 million. And then of course Super Bowl LVII 2023 Chiefs versus Eagles. I think I was 58 by the way, 115. So another Chiefs Eagles game there. But there you go. The UFC fight, the most watched event, even more than the Super Bowl, and it's on Paramount Plus. You have to subscribe to. And I do, by the way. I'm not making this a plug necessarily, but I love me some Paramount Plus. Here is a Brit who is in the country for the FIFA, the World Cup. And I'm going to tell you, I've been talking for years about how this is a serendipitous moment. This moment in time happened for a number of reasons, and I think God played a major part in it. We had the forces of darkness taking over the world, taking over our country. In the nation's capital, the fountains were shut down and used as latrines. Crime was out of control in our nation's capital. Donald Trump was elected in 2024. I had no doubt he was going to be elected. You had no doubt he was going to be elected after they tried to put him in jail and take his fortune, impeach him twice, raid Mar-a-Lago, murder him 4 times, including one time where a bullet missed his brain by a hair's breadth, and he made it into the White House again, and he has made this city beautiful. He's brought the murder rate down to the lowest level since the year 1900, and all the Democrat Party can do is caterwaul and moan and screech like demons, trying to take us back into hell with them. We're not going, kids. Anyway, here's this Brit who was in town, and he was in America, and he goes back, and he's a manly man. He's got a beard and muscles, just like me, but without the beard. And he went back to Great Britain, and he sees what the left has done to that island. And he longs for this glorious country that our Democrat Party and the left hates.
I'm just going to put it out there. Once you have been traveling around America for a substantial amount of time, when you come home, it is a very strange and slightly, truthfully, depressing feeling, okay? Traveling around America really opened up my eyes, really allowed me to see how I could be living and just how many opportunities there are and how many different amazing places there are.
Beautiful.
All in
it's
one
beautiful.
Country.
I know.
Like, since I've been back home in the UK, I haven't felt like myself.
No.
Which sounds so crazy.
Would you like to take the place of a Somali fraudster? Because I suggest you apply and we boot the Somali fraudster out and you take their place.
I now live for that adventure, that crazy lifestyle, that meeting new people, seeing new people every day. And I just long for it. And in America, it is so amazing.
I know it is. I know.
Oh, seriously, Americans, what have you done to me? I need to come back. End of October, back in America.
Brother, you will be welcome.
It's really kerfuffled me, man.
It's
Coming
kerfuffled.
Home from America, it has kerfuffled me.
It is glorious. Now, here's she's a Scottish woman. Everybody started doing a Scottish accent when Fat Bastard came along in the, was it the second Austin Powers movie? Nobody could do a Scottish accent, but everybody could say, "Get in my belly," there. Anyway, she might be a little hard to understand at times, but I want you to listen to her heartfelt message to the people of Boston.
To the people of Boston, just to say thank you. Honestly, I've spent the last 24
just tears welling up in her eyes.
I was quite emotional, I won't lie. The America that we are experiencing right now is the America we were promised growing up. The American dream, that idea. And
the America that we're promised growing up.
And being fully honest, that was not the America we were expecting to come here. We were apprehensive about coming. I was genuinely anxious. We were expecting to be met by ICE agents.
She said, I was a little nervous about coming here because we afraid we might get accosted by ICE agents. Thank you, Democrat Party.
Aggressive policing, the political climate, we all see it on the news. And
all the stuff that they see on the news.
And I'm just, that could not be further from the truth of what we've actually experienced.
Yeah, not further from the truth from what they actually experienced.
Yeah, the Bostonians are something special. Honestly,
despite the idiot mayor,
single person that we've come across has been out of this world. Just the friendliest, most welcoming bunch of people. And I'm talking everyone.
Most welcoming people and talking to everyone.
Everyone. The residents, we're not in a hotel, we're in an apartment block in South Bay, Boston. The residents have been outstanding. The officials, the workers, the police, the firefighters.
The police and firefighters are awesome.
Everybody, we could not have been made to feel more welcome.
Couldn't be made to feel more welcome. By the way, the Democrats hate the police.
If they tried. 10 out of 10, Boston. Honestly, this city is something special. And
the city's something special.
I am just so grateful to be here.
So grateful to be here.
And be a part of this. And do you know what? Have my faith restored in the United States of America. Honestly. And every single person we spoke to, every Bostonian, the impression I'm getting is, you guys needed this as well. You needed some fun. You needed people to come to your city and not just take over, but embrace you and enjoy what this city and its people have to offer. That atmosphere yesterday, that was one of the best days of my life.
She said has had one of the best days of her life.
I swear to God, I'll never forget.
I swear to God, I'll never forget.
Yesterday, I'm actually getting emotional again. I will never forget this experience.
I'll never forget this experience. I think I'm going to wrap it up with this break.
Oh, say, can you see
from the UFC fight?
By the dawn's early light,
we live in the greatest country in the world.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming.
150 million.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight.
Come on.
Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
Bring it home.
And the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Come on.
Oh, say does that star-spangled
Bring it home.
banner yet wave?
Cue the Jets.
Oh, the land of the
Woo!
and the home of the brave.
150 million views, and we're just halfway through this glorious year, and July 4th is coming up. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show.
after.
The Rob Carson Show podcast is everywhere. Go to newsmax.com/listen for details.
It is the Rob Carson Show Friday edition. By the way, my TV show is called Rob Carson's What in the World. It's on Newsmax. Donald Trump says it makes me the funniest guy on television. It's on this weekend. It airs twice on Newsmax and then again on Newsmax 2 as well. It's all over the place. Just Google it. You can go to newsmaxtv.com or download the Newsmax app. But it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. Sunday night, Father's Day. What a glorious Father's Day gift to watch Rob Carson's What in the World with Dad. I think that'd be great. Sunday night at 8:30 following Dr. Michael Savage. He, by the way, says he loves my show. He loves the show. So Rob Carson's What in the World is the name of it. And I think you'll enjoy it. So Iran looks like they want a FAFO. Donald Trump gave him this memorandum of understanding, which, by the way, is nothing more than a period by which we negotiate the terms of their essential surrender, etc., the possibility of them getting investment from other Gulf countries to help rebuild their economy, maybe bring them into the modern world. They're choosing to be D-words for Richard about it. The Hezbollah has been attacking Israel and all this. And you know, I got to tell you, I think we're going to have to go in and just bomb the snot out of them and end the IRCG or GC. I always confuse that. Somebody confused me on that yesterday. I've been confused about it ever since. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, that said, you know, you can't leave a seed to grow of these SOBs. The freedom has got to be ushered in Iran. We got to do everything we can to get the Iranian people ready to do battle against the remnants of this awful regime. That's just the way it's got to be. I really do believe that. I really do believe. I think a lot of people got way over upset and were ready to just attack Donald Trump. Both sides, of course, the Democrat Party hated the deal because they hate the idea of oil prices coming down and Donald Trump looking good. By the way, according to Stephen Turley, 91% of MAGA supporters support what we did in Iran because we know it's the right thing to do. And our military did a great job. Peter Schweizer, who's written many books, we've had him on the show many times, talking last night about the Iran deal, the Memorandum of Understanding. Hold on. Again, let me set that up again. Peter Schweizer, once again, on the Memorandum of Understanding.
I think a lot of people on the left and on the right are being critical of it, but I think they're lacking in imagination in what Trump is trying to do here. Look, everybody wants there to be a final solution to have the Iran.
I saw Jesse Waters calling them panicans, and I kind of have to agree to some degree. We had some great people on yesterday, Matthew Faraci and Brigitte Gabriel, who were expressing their genuine concern, and I appreciate that, but also, I trust this president.
Problem solved.
I do.
That's not in the cards. The question is, where do you go from here? Iran is in an enormously weakened position. If you look at the estimates of just the economic damage they've faced, you talked about their military has basically been decimated. The estimates are that they have suffered economic costs of between 40 and 50%, Jesse, of their entire gross domestic product. That's massive. So the question is, you know, they are a fanatical regime, but fanatics believe in self-preservation as well. And so there's an opportunity to do a deal. Look at the way.
No, their pride and hubris is going to be their undoing.
That this has been structured.
It is.
What Trump is doing.
Hubris, not humorous.
He is saying Iran is going to commit to these things. And by the way, the money is going to flow when we sign off. And when the people in the region that most hate the Iranians, the Gulf states, when they are prepared to write a check. And by the way, those checks are not going to go to banks in Iran. They are going to pay the contractors who are creating the economic project.
Well, we ought to get those people in charge of Obama's library
in the country. So it's not a case where Obama handed them a bunch of cash. So look, it could all go south. It could all fall apart. But I think it's a really good effort to try to bring some finality to what has been a problem.
I think that the pride and hubris of the remnants of the Ayatollah's regime are going to cause us to have to go back in and wipe wipe them off the face of the planet.
Yeah, I mean, there's some positive signs here. Again, look, Iran has a long record of leading the West on.
Yeah, they do.
The question is, by the way that this deal is being structured, again, the funds are not being handled by the United Nations, they're not being handled by the Iranian government.
Nope.
They're being handled by the Gulf Cooperative Council.
And they're not being sent on a transport plane on pallets of cash.
Stage, which is Saudi Arabia,
how will that work?
Kuwait, the Emiratis, etc. They hate the Iranians. And the idea is that if you have an American company or a Japanese or a Korean company going to build a project in Iran, and if we sign off
it's
on
an investment.
it's going to be paid for by the Gulf states. They're not going to hand that cash off to the Iranians to run off and not pay their bills. So I think it's a very
like Barack Obama did on his library.
Genius approach. If you ask me where we're going to be in a couple years, I think it's very possible we're going to have more military strikes against Iran. I think they can't help themselves
sooner than later
in terms of violating this deal. But it is worth the effort. And again, think about Trump's strategic position. The time is moving along. Iran has a possibility to kind of rebuild economically. But as all of this is going on, Jesse, Raytheon is producing missiles. We're producing more bombs. We are upgrading our military capabilities, and we can bring those to bear again.
I actually am grateful that Iran is so bloody stupid. The people in charge of that country are so bloody stupid that they're going to cause their own demise. That's just it. It's kind of like the Democrat Party going toward communism. It's that kind of death spiral that they've got because they're just filled with arrogance. Anyway, so Tony Kinnett joins us next. He's one of our unusual suspects on Friday from the Daily Signal. He had his debut on CNN with Abby Normal. We'll find out how that went coming up. Don't go anywhere.
The Rob Carson Show is presented by Paramount Plus.
The Agency. All episodes streaming June 21st on Paramount Plus. In the world of espionage, truth is a moving target, and every decision carries a dangerous consequence. This new mission explores what it means to live as a double agent, twice the lies, twice the risk. The lines between ally and enemy blur like never before, and survival depends on trusting no one. Starring Michael Fassbender, Jeffrey Wright, Jodie Turner-Smith, and Richard Gere. Don't miss The Agency. All episodes streaming June 21st on Paramount Plus.
I always accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative. With me, there is no in between. State of the Union scored, approval rate how it has soared. Democrats cannot afford to take me for granted anymore. Inflation's low, employment's high. The Dow Jones, it is headed for the sky. Borders secure, illegals aren't jetting in. That's why I accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative. With me, there is no in between.
Hey guys, it's Carson for Relief Factor. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those words weren't written for history books. They were written for you. But it's hard to pursue happiness when pain is a part of your everyday life. Relief Factor was created to help people address inflammation, one of the most common causes of ongoing aches and pains from aging, overexertion, and daily living. It's a 100% drug-free, research-based formula that works through multiple metabolic pathways to support comfort and mobility. No prescription, no masking symptoms, just real relief so you can keep moving forward. I work out every other day, I crush it at the gym, and I ride my bike 100 miles on the weekend. I credit Relief Factor for making all of those activities pain-free. And as America celebrates 250 years of independence, give yourself a chance to reclaim yours. To commemorate, they're offering a special patriotic price, just $17.76. Yeah. So you can pursue your happiness being pain-free. Your $17.76 3-week quick start is ready for you. Visit relieffactor.com or call 800-4-RELIEF. That's relieffactor.com or 800-4-RELIEF. The Agency. All episodes streaming June 21st on Paramount Plus. In the world of espionage, truth is a moving target, and every decision carries a dangerous consequence. This new mission explores what it means to live as a double agent, twice the lies, twice the risk. The lines between ally and enemy blur like never before, and survival depends on trusting no one. Starring Michael Fassbender, Jeffrey Wright, Jodie Turner-Smith, and Richard Gere. Don't miss The Agency. All episodes streaming June 21st on Paramount Plus.
Now back to the Rob Carson Show, presented by Paramount Plus.
We'd also like to take a moment to recognize the original inhabitants of the land upon which we are gathered today. We honor the Anishinaabe, the Council of Three Fires, the Ojibwe, the Odawa, and the Potawatomi nations.
Well, it kind of begs the question, why the hell did you just not give the land to them and not build the Obama Presidential Library, since it kind of belonged to them? I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud. So oh my God, just an orgy of awfulness yesterday with the big grand opening of the Obama Leering Center and Library. Joining us to talk about this is Tony Kinnett of the Daily Signal. Also does a great show on WIBC and a podcast for the Daily Signal every evening. Tony Kinnett, how you doing, bro?
I am tired, but I am blessedly back home in Indiana. I'm nowhere near New York or Chicago in the Leering Center. I'm home.
You know, it's funny because I believe somewhere between 22 and 40% of the kids who graduate high school in Chicago can read at grade level, if read at all. And they're doing a library in Chicago.
It's so ridiculous.
Oh my God.
So ridiculous.
Oh my God. It is. It's just hilarious. And then, oh my God, did you see Bono singing yesterday and Michelle Obama? It was vomitous. It was the usual suspects. First of all, they push a bunch of not only indigenous people, but black people off of their land.
Well, I was at kind of like a large outlet getting ready to do a TV hit.
Yeah,
and I had to have all of the screens up in the green room with like the different channels on them. 7 of the 8 TVs were all focusing on like substantive things that matter. And by the way, even the president of the United States speaking, the 8th of the 8 channels was MS Now. And it was like going on this super duper special about the Obama library building toenail of justice. It was hilarious.
It was breathtaking. It was breathtaking, to be honest. But you know, it's good luck with it. They by the way, I don't know if you knew this. They insisted on hiring minority contractors, and they made them work without paying them. Now, when was the last time that black people did labor and didn't get paid? What was that called? What, if they could rhyme with bravery or something?
I love the land acknowledgments, because you'll notice that they haven't hired any Native Americans to work at the Obama Center for, I don't know. I mean, the Obama Center for bombing weddings.
I have no clue, but it is hilarious. It's amazing. So, okay, let's get to it, man. You went and you did your first appearance on CNN. You were there on set with Abby Normal and the cast of characters that she has on her show. How did it go?
Well, it was actually weirdly fun.
Good.
So they set me next to one lady next to me who wrote for the Bulwark.
Oh,
and then there was a libertarian at the table, and then Tara, who is well, let's just say exactly what I expected, and then Scott and Abby, and it was fun. It was a good hour.
Yeah,
it was a weird debate of when I actually got a word in edgewise.
What are you talking about? I haven't seen it.
We talked about the MOU shenaniganry, of course,
yes,
and then the White House ballroom, because nothing could be more important than asking why the president would possibly want a roof for the ballroom that isn't made out of drywall and tarp.
Yeah. And then also, I don't know if you did this, but Barack Obama, when he was president, they did a $360 million rehab project on the grounds of the White House, but nobody complained at all. And, of course, also a $35 million redo of the reflecting pool, which on day one had giant algae blooms with actually full-blown algae like plants in the reflecting pool, and it smelled like, crap. So there is that.
It's true. And again, it's really funny because I don't do the whole talking points thing. I just kind of say, well, what's on my mind.
Yes.
And you could tell that a few of them really didn't know what to do with that, because they're very coastal. They live on the coast. They only do their writing there. So they kind of forget that middle America will answer their questions at face value, and it was fun. They had no idea what to do with that. It was a good time. And then during the break, Scott Jennings and I laughed about the Cardinals winning. So it was nice.
So Jennings, he really has. His career has taken off because of his appearance on those panels and his use of common sense and just shredding them. And also, I might mention doing it with a wink and a nod as well.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. So I've gotten a couple of invites back on the network since, and again, it's been nice. This was I think my second appearance on the network in general.
Good.
We'll see how long it lasts.
And they flew you out there. They did it in person. This is well, obviously, if you're going to be a part of the panel, you have to be on set.
Well, I have a hunch that if I'm looming over them on like a monitor call, they're going to call me Big Brother. So
gotcha.
You do what you can.
How was the food in the green room?
There really wasn't.
Was it vegan?
New York food before I went on. I mean, they actually green rooms are some places do it better than others.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad. I forget what it was. Actually, I think that for DC, Newsmax for New York, Newsmax probably has the best green room. Because,
They do.
Well, because they have the Milano cookies.
They do have the Milanos.
That thing full of Pepperidge Farm.
Oh boy, you ought to see the one here in D.C. They got all sorts of protein bars and all sorts of giant fridge full of Diet Cokes and whatever beverage you want.
Because it also comes with Greta Van Susteren popping in and judging whatever you're eating.
With her 400 jackets, she has 400 like suit jackets hanging in there for any appearance that she has to do. I only have like 2 and 4 shirts, kind of like you've got the same thing in your little green room in your great studio in Indianapolis. This is pretty interesting. The Obama Library happened and everything. This is Abby Phillips. I call her Abby Normal, and Lydia Moynihan, I believe. And after all of the years of Barack Obama, who's been around literally 20 years, she decides that she's going to distill the reason why we consider Barack Obama divisive.
Why is Obama considered by a lot of conservatives, and maybe you're one of them, to be so incredibly divisive? Is it because he told people he was black?
Okay, Tony, we've been exposed. It's all been because he's black, right? I mean, let's just go ahead and admit it. The problems we've had with Barack Obama are purely because he's half black. Go ahead. I know. We might as well say it now, 20 years later.
I knew it. I had a hunch that the reason I can't like Clarence Thomas because at the end of the day, even though I've written a ton of articles about him and have spoken with the man, think he's transformative.
I know.
he does have a higher than normal amount of melanin on his skin.
I know. And I said this. Same with Ben Carson. Otherwise, I mean, he'd be great. Brilliant surgeon, and obviously a HUD, secretary.
One of the most transformative.
Yeah, but
maternity ward neurosurgeons in history.
But he's black guy, so that discounts everything because we're conservative and we just hate them blacks. I mean, my God,
it was really weird talking to her because it was so we were on panel on Monday.
Yes,
she would ask a question and then she would just kind of lean forward at me, and there's something about I didn't actually think about before I went on the show.
Yes.
You have to watch your facial expressions during the show because
yes,
they always keep a camera either on me, on the Libertarian, or on Scott the whole time. Like there's always a camera for our reaction.
Yes.
And there was one time when I was talking and Abby started raising her eyebrows.
Yes.
And I called her out while she did it.
Good.
She did not like that. I was like, you can raise your eyebrows at me if you want. You're still wrong. I don't care what your eyebrows are doing.
They do eyebrows. They do eye rolls. They do all of this nonsense while you're talking. And I've caught them many, many times doing that. It's absolutely laughable. But I want to continue the conversation on the other side of the break, talking about there's finally a team that said we're not going to wear gay jerseys on Pride Night. So they forfeited the game. I want to cover that on the other side of the break. This is the Rob Carson Show.
CBN.
Have a rejoin here.
Poor little Democrats. Are you guys okay today? I came in to check on you. Every time Trump does something good, you guys spaz out.
I know.
But you guys shut up and let him work.
How about that?
The park made this announcement late last night, saying this decision was made with, quote, great disappointment.
They say some of the players refused to wear the special Pride Night jersey, so this game is being treated as a rainout.
Well, you know, it was a rain out, and I think we know what it was raining, ladies and gentlemen. I think we know what it was raining. Come on.
It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men. Amen. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, any excuse I can come up with to play that song because I love it so much. Tony Kinnett. The Revolution decided they didn't want to wear rainbow jerseys on Pride Night, so they declared a rain night and they forfeited the game.
I mean, good. Just good.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of. I mean, for goodness sakes. I mean, how long do they really think they're going to be able to make it homo plate? I mean, I don't really know what it is, moving forward. But people don't understand that most of the athletes are not little femboys who are all over this kind of thing.
And also, you know what? It is so bloody infantilizing for like serious adult gay people who are just gay and it's okay. They don't need a gay sidewalk. They don't need all of this nonsense, this self-affirming nonsense. It's infantilization. The Democrat Party and the left do this with people of color. They do this with the indigenous people. We're going to get rid of the chiefs. We're going to get rid of all of this, making decisions for these groups. It is embarrassing that they would ask athletes to wear rainbow sleeves. This is part of the feminization of the culture, which was rejected, by the way, with UFC Fight Night. Did you hear about this? 150 million people viewed it, 23 million more than the highest rated Super Bowl of all time.
I see this kind of thing, and I just look at those who promised me that the real market. We had to like nod to all of the gay and like the hyper feminization and we got to celebrate, because that's where the real market was. Like, man, the real market wasn't in the traditional groups that keep coming out for this year after year. There's some street in San Francisco that's just been waiting to go to a baseball game.
Yes.
And they just haven't. It's all been about baseball instead of their genitals. I mean, the pain and the horror. Just cry me a river.
Well, this is the LGBTQIA, dear God. And one day they're going to wake up and they're going to go, what the hell were we thinking is so stupid? LGBTQIA plus pitcher catcher, what the hell? And the mafia, and they threaten people. And what they do is you have to adhere to their beliefs or you are homophobic, transphobic. The same goes with the race mafia. If you don't agree that Barack Obama is the greatest president ever, you are automatically a racist. It's the same crap. And I really think the bud is off the rose on this one.
Well, I mean, this is how we have good congressmen like Representative Brandon Gill, who just simply will look at the Ilhan Omars or the whatever her name is from Arizona, the progressive that's all angry at him, says, look, you can call us racist. You can call me homophobic, Islamophobic, whatever. The truth of the matter is, if you want to continue freaking out because conservatives are simply calling out things that Americans do not like, well, that's just too bad. We don't care anymore. It wore off 10 years ago. And if you want to keep riding this broken down horse to losing elections, you'd be my guest.
Yeah, this is Heather McDonald with the perfect encapsulation of identity politics.
Well, it's pure narcissism. Identity politics is about the glorification of the self based on the most trivial, irrelevant traits.
Yes.
Being black is not an accomplishment. Being female is not an accomplishment. Being gay is not an accomplishment. And yet you are teaching people to think of themselves as special, privileged, and
completely insufferable. I'll go ahead and say completely insufferable as well.
And again, as someone who is an actual card-carrying, like Native American, I have a little BIA card.
Yes.
I have all of the free food at any casino I show up to on site.
Wow.
And if I choose, I know it's exciting. I'm very excited.
Fantastic.
But I don't exactly recognize any Democrats coming to give me something. No, if they want anything from me, if they want me to stand in front of people and say how proud I am of the Democrat Party, and I'm just not. I don't care. It means nothing to me.
No.
And that's the nonsense that they don't seem to understand.
Well, I think the temper tantrum is over. I think the children are getting a spanking. We're seeing the federal government, the DOJ, going after Antifa in Minneapolis, and they're freaking out and all this. And I love it's the spanking we've been waiting for a decade. They've burned their ways across the country. When Donald Trump was inaugurated, we're going to blow up that White House and all that. And I think we're just bloody done with it. it. In closing, I want to know your thoughts on this memorandum of understanding. There are a lot of people freaking out, including Republicans. Oh, Donald Trump is giving Iran everything they want. Oh my God, he's taking it up, taking one for the team like at Gay Pride Night. What do you think?
So I think two things here. Number one, I think that anyone who actually believes that this deal is going to last is foolish. I think that, by the way, I think a lot of members of the administration understand that. I will say that you can definitely observe the American people probably leaning towards Marco Rubio style foreign policy rather than the J.D. Vance kind of Tucker Carlson foreign policy. Again, that is his own field. That's his own thing for there. But if we're going to sit here and pretend that anyone actually expects this deal to materialize into anything like an actual deal, you're silly.
It's already over.
It's already over. I think it's a memo, for God's sake.
And we're going to have to bomb the snot out of them. By the way, today, according to the New York Post, the Ayatollah and the people in charge, they declare the Strait of Hormuz closed again after the U.S. We're going to have to take the gloves.
Oh, what's the problem? Oh, you
I know.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Oh, man, I can't believe Tucker was wrong. I'm shocked.
I know. All right, brother. It is such a glorious occasion to have you on the radio program. Tell everybody where people can find your excellent podcast and whatnot.
Well, tonight, even though it's Juneteenth, even though it's St. Patrick's Day, I have to have a show. It's 7 p.m. YouTube.com/Daily Signal.
Yes.
There.
All right, brother. Talk to you soon. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show. St. Patrick's Day. Oh, my God. St. Patrick's Day. That was hilarious. Oh, my God. Conservative 1974 says, my lesbian friends are tolerant of straight people. Of course they are, because they're not children. They're not stupid children. Most gay people are like, who cares? I'm gay. Honestly, I've got gay friends. I introduced a lesbian couple after their wedding, for God's sake. It's just so stupid. It's just utterly ridiculous. Now they just hate me because of my politics. And because I'm, oddly enough, a Trump supporter, I'm suddenly homophobic. It's just so stupid. It's just so ridiculous. My God, look at all the comments. Willard Clark, good to have you there. Hold on, I got to get something real quick here. I got a new parody from Jim Gossett about the Obama library. I want to get ready. Got to get ready. Here you go. Here you go. And then we're going to play that, and then we're going to have some fun. Anyway, let's get back to Willard Clark. The Obama library looks like a trash can. That's obvious. Or the whatever, that sand crawler thingy from Star Wars that the droids were in. Gary McGovern says, I can't believe Bono did that. Oh, God, are you kidding me? Of course you can. Are you kidding me? He's one of the most pandery, please, dear God. Not even a surprise. Not even a surprise you did that. Sportech, glad I'm a lesbian. Good for you. Good for you. Mo167, M167, I have lesbian relatives. They have a little girl. I have no problem. Whatever. I think if you got a kid in foster care who desperately needs a set of loving parents, I don't mind good and decent gay parents who, have a belief system, preferably a faith, raising a child. That's just the way it is. Sorry. I told my kids that. I said, God, the soul doesn't have a penis or a vagina. I don't think anyway. I haven't seen mine. All right, here we go.
9 FM in Harford County.
Yeah, 3:45 here.
We'd also like to take a moment to recognize the original inhabitants of the land upon which we are gathered today.
Yeah.
We honor the Anishinaabe, the Council of Three Fires, the Ojibwe, the Odawa, and the Potawatomi nations.
Hey, I grew up in Potawatomi County, Iowa. Yeah, you know what? Should just give the land to the Indians and not build the dang library, the Obama Library, on Native American land. Here's Jim Gossett as Obama.
This land was their land, the Indians' land.
Yeah.
We stole it from them to build a trash can. Valerie Jarrett went and revealed.
Give it back.
This land was brought to honor me. We still owe millions.
Yeah.
You can't forget it. We are not paying. They'll never get it.
Nope.
Stiff contractors won't get their money. This library is but ugly, and the taxpayers,
but ugly,
they will get screwed too.
Yeah.
That reserve fund is non-existent. Illinois will be put the bill. Of them will make a mockery.
Yeah, there you go. A lot of contractors haven't been paid, and they're people of color who've been forced to do labor and not get paid. I think that happened at some point in history. Here's Rob Finnerty with some thoughts.
But today, Democrats were celebrating. They were worshiping Barack,
great.
because Barack is still all they've got.
Vomitous.
Because
Oof.
after Barack, Democrats ran Hillary, Joe, and Kamala in that order.
Yeah.
A new poll even came out today, and wouldn't you know it, 57% of Americans say they have a favorable view of Barack. CNN even tweeted that 57% is higher than Barack's two predecessors. But according to the media, this library is history in itself.
It's a library.
Not just a tribute to the nation's first black president, but the country he represented.
On Friday.
And hated.
It's Juneteenth, federal holiday.
Yeah.
It's also the official opening day of the brand new Barack Obama Presidential Center in Chicago.
Federal holiday.
This presidential center is a wonderful addition, an important addition to the nation's record, especially at a moment when Donald Trump and his allies are attacking, not only their political opponents, but the very reality and truth of this country's history.
At least you haven't tried to murder us.
Oh, my God.
Or we haven't tried to murder you. You tried to murder Donald Trump a couple times.
Gosh, I mean, just the Hussein Center. Give me a break. The library was $500 million over budget and 5 years behind schedule.
I know.
I've seen airports that are more attractive. Seriously, I'm sure you have too.
Yeah, it is remarkable. I do have some comments from Barack Obama. Of course, he shredded the founding fathers. We're going to get to that. You'll hear the audio of Bono. Then we're going to move on to a bunch of other really, really good stuff, including, more on Pride Month, the death of Pride Month. We're witnessing the death of Pride Month, among other things. And then California's gay certification program. You're not going to believe it. Also, Mary Walter in hour number 2 on this glorious Friday. Don't go anywhere.
The Rob Carson Show is presented by Paramount Plus.
You don't need to live with aches and pains. Visit relieffactor.com today.
Now back to the Rob Carson Show, presented by Paramount Plus.
Hold it now. You are about to hear the most interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
This is the Rob Carson Show, and by the grace of God, it is finally Friday. Hope you had a nice week. It's been a heck of a week. Last weekend had the UFC fight on the White House grounds. Despite the caterwauling of the left, it was a magnificent event drawing 150 million viewers, which is 23 million more than the highest ranked Super Bowl. That is gigantic. In a year where, in a time where people don't gather around the television or the streaming service like they used to. Remember that used to be 29 million people watched the finale of American Idol. 50 million or 80 million people watched the end of the last episode of MASH and Cheers and Friends and all of that. And 150 million people went on Paramount Plus and watched that. And that is a metaphor for America rejecting the nonsense of the left and embracing the pride that we have in our country. Not because it's Pride Month, stop it. That's a whole different kind of pride. It's because we're proud of America, and we're proud of America's founded. We've had enough of the nonsense of the left. There you go. And the feminization of the culture. Nothing against, being feminine. God bless women. I love them, love them, love them. You can be a feminine man. I don't even care. But when you demean masculinity as toxic, then you demean fatherhood and husband, being a husband, and all of these things. All of these things. I was just thinking, my daughter's living with me, by the way, this summer. It's fantastic. She's feminine. Okay, she embraces femininity. She likes girly stuff. She does. It's fantastic. And but she is, and I was just thinking about, she can kick my rear end with comedy. And it's I do this for a living. Okay, I've honed over. I know it doesn't seem like it, but over decades, I have honed my comedic prowess to bring you this program and all that. My daughter can kick my butt with one line, and we just give each other crap all the time. It's so fun. Oh, if you could see the reactions that we have and how she just annihilates me. It is spectacular. I'm very, very blessed to have her here this summer. And, and of course, my son stayed with me for about a week, and we enjoyed being together. And I'm grateful for him as well. He's a professional in Kansas City, and I'm just so blessed to have them in my life. Father's Day is coming up, obviously. So there you go. Yesterday, the Barack Obama Library and Leering Center opened in Chicago. There's a lot of people in the area where it's been built who've been displaced, and all, of course, the dead Native Americans whose land it was built on. Not too happy about it because they built the dang thing. They hired a bunch of minority contractors, and they haven't been paid. There's that. Here is Carl Higbee last night talking to, are you ready for this? Omar Sharif. No, not him. He's dead. Remember Omar Sharif, the actor? He's a fantastic actor. Here he is talking. Omar Sharif is the head of the black contractors in Chicago, and Barack Obama made him work without paying them, which is so ungodly ironic.
President of African American Contractors Association, Omar Sharif, who has several subcontractors who, they own private companies that have approached him with unpaid invoices. Sir, I appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, the head of the white contractors is Charlton Heston.
Having been in infrastructure construction myself, I understand the use of subcontractors, and not paying a bill can be devastating to one of these businesses.
Well, thank you for having me, Carl. I really appreciate this because a lot of our contractors are hurting from this ordeal that took place on the Obama Center. They was happy to be involved.
What has Barack Obama done for the inner city black kids in Chicago? The murder rate is still as high as ever. Every weekend there's always constant murder and shooting and all. What has Barack Obama done other than showing up yesterday with Bono and every celebrity who wants to kiss his rear end? What has Barack Obama done? Nothing.
Everybody was ecstatic Some of my members was involved. They came to me 4 months ago.
We want to help build the Obama Library.
And told me that they were
library
having some difficulty. So I sat in the conference room. I asked them what difficulty was it. They clearly explained that they were dealing with cost overruns that they was forced to do, and they did not get financial covering for it. And so they asked me to speak about it. And so I asked them, do they mind me using their name? They told me that they had a non-disclosure agreement, and they were afraid that they would get sued and they would lose everything.
Here's the deal. The thing cost, it was $500 million over budget, and they had no money to pay for it. Nobody gave to the foundation to build it because he wasn't a great president. Joe Biden doesn't even have $1 million for his library. He's going to have a bookmobile. If he's lucky, he's going to have a bookmobile. Here's Victor Davis Hanson on Barack Obama's legacy. What exactly did Barack Obama do? Pretty much nothing.
I would appreciate him if you just tell me what he did that we should appreciate. I mean, Obamacare is down to what, 17% of the population? It was an utter failure.
Yeah, it was.
And people say, well, the Iran deal, the Iran deal led to nuclear proliferation at the rate. I mean, it just expired in 2000, I guess, 25.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
But it was a pathway. They admitted it, that they were cheating on it. And there was no way to guarantee any compliance.
What exactly did he do? Race relations in the country absolutely were destroyed. And it wasn't because Americans hate black people, because they elected him twice. It was because he did it. He did it. Starting in 2012, the SPLC worked with the Obama administration and the Biden administration to divide us, to make us feel like white supremacy was the biggest threat in America. And he did it on purpose. He did it on purpose. That's what he did. There's no doubt about it. You want to debate it? Call me. I don't even care. Here's Rob Finnerty on the diverse contractors that were hired who haven't been paid.
And part of the reason this project was 5 years behind schedule and $500 million over budget is because Barack insisted on hiring minority architects and contractors and electricians and plumbers and brick.
There's nothing wrong with that, but they got to be the best
players, and you get it. But instead of hiring,
they can't be hired just because of their skin color.
The best, he hired the most diverse.
Yes,
not only some outstanding contractors, but also one of the most diverse workforces that we've ever seen on.
That's important.
Major projects in Chicago.
He said something to the effect, "I only want DEI. I only want woke." He wants woke people to build it. Well, he got woke people, and they have massive cost overruns. The job is stopped.
$500 million.
I don't know. It's a disaster.
Yeah, the left hate that man because he is absolutely right.
Yeah.
Ironically, many of this diverse coalition of the incompetent are still waiting to be paid.
Yeah, I know.
They haven't been paid, which is really ironic if you think about it.
Because, there were another group of people of color who weren't paid for their labor. So it's just perfect. I mean, honestly, it is just perfect that that has happened, because it's God has a sense of humor. God has a sense of humor, and that's what it's exemplifying how awful the Democrat Party, how on the wrong side of history they are. Here is the president, former President Barack Obama, shredding the founding, of course, because he hates America's founding and did everything he could to usher in a Marxist communist revolution to destroy the country. It's true.
Union, the founders fell terribly short of the Declaration's promise, leaving slavery intact.
Yeah, because slavery was the way of the world. There were some colonies that never had slavery at all. And it took years to get to the point. And then, of course, there was a civil war where hundreds of thousands of people died and millions were injured to free the slaves.
Allowing states to restrict the franchise to white.
No other country did that to free slaves.
Men who own property. But in drafting a constitution and a Bill of Rights, they did have the foresight, the genius.
Oh, well, thank you so much for that.
To provide us with a framework that allows each generation.
Did he say framework? No, framework.
To make our union more perfect.
Yeah, sure.
And over more than 2 centuries, through petitions and protests, marches and strikes, moral appeals from the pulpit.
I just can't hear his voice anymore. My God, I just can't take it. Can't do it anymore. Nopey new. Although he did actually support Antifa. He listened to this. So the violent mob in Minneapolis, now 15 of them are under indictment for attacking ICE officers. This is what this guy decided to do at his $500 million over budget library that where minority contractors are being stiffed and going bankrupt. He had to throw this in.
Businesses that are finding new ways to make housing affordable. And those ordinary
Democrats have made housing unaffordable in places like New York and Chicago.
People in the Twin Cities who brave frigid temperatures, risk their own safety, standing shoulder to shoulder to look out for their neighbors.
And to attack ICE agents.
Sometimes look out for strangers because they knew that was the right thing to do.
Yeah, let's go ahead and hear some of those glorious people that he's talking about here. Yeah. So demean the founders and then celebrate these idiots. This is why the endowment for the library doesn't have any money in it, and it's $500 million over budget. Yeah.
Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame!
Yeah. Nice. Let's take a break, shall we? This is the Rob Carson Show.
Veterans and active.
Dig in.
Who would not want voter ID? Only somebody that wants to cheat.
Of course. Duh. Do you know why I know that? Because I'm not stupid. Here is a vomitous performance from Bono yesterday at the Obama Library and Learning Center. You're singing about Michelle Obama. Excuse me. I shouldn't have eaten.
Sing it now.
Okay, I can't do that anymore. My Lord in heaven. Here's Jesse Waters on the Obama Library and Learning Center.
Finally, the moment everybody had been waiting for. The doors opened. The crowd walked in.
Yes.
Looked around and walked out. Yeah. That was it. One critic said the collection of historical artifacts is so few, it could fit in a suburban living room. We're hearing it can get through.
Look, there's a remnants of a blunt from when he was in the Choom Gang.
Building in less than an hour. One section devoted to Obamacare.
There's the bike he rode side saddle on.
It's just a copy of the first and last page of the bill. Another exhibit, a campaign staffer's cell phone from 2006.
Oh, my God, is that a cell phone?
A critic said most of the stuff should be in a junk drawer or a landfill.
There's a nail clipper.
The library does have a basketball court. Barry insisted.
Nice.
Knee pads walked in, fell over and wept.
I walked up. A couple of people said when they walked upstairs, they said they were crying the whole time. And I looked at them. I said, I'm good. Got up there, literally started tearing up. And I think everybody feels that.
Okay, now I'm going to have to vomit now. I mean, if I can make it through the rest of the break, then I will be very lucky. Just breathe. Just breathe. Okay. Let's talk about other stuff. I think we should talk about other stuff. I don't know if you do this, but it's Pride Month. Did you know it's Pride Month? You have any idea it's Pride Month? I don't know. Just go ahead and walk downtown. There's probably a gay crosswalk, a rainbow crosswalk where you live. Or somebody's going to tell you. Last night we heard the what was this team, the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs was supposed to have marked the revolution. The revolution is the team that decided to boycott a bunch of the players because they wanted to make them wear these rainbow jerseys because, it's Pride Night and it's so important to gay people that the baseball players they go to see wear rainbow color. Okay, sure, whatever. Maybe they're just there to see a baseball game, whatever. Anyway, so Thursday night's game was a forfeit because the players said we're kind of done. President and GM Ben Shibley said his manager told him Tuesday that fewer than 9 players on the 28-man roster and the minimum needed to fill out the lineup were willing to play. And this is what the management said because they're so terrified of the gay mafia. Unfortunately, several of our players have refused to wear the scheduled Pride Night jersey, and the club decided that hosting the event is more important than forcing players to wear jerseys. They went ahead and did the hot dog special. They wanted anyway. They're not comfortable with playing the game as a result, out of respect for the Pride community, because we're so terrified of them, and the New York community as a whole. The York Revolution is what the name of. Decided that the game on Thursday, June 18th, was forfeited. They called it a rainout, and everybody knows, of course, it was raining men. But they decided to get it. Here's this piece from John Stossel I shared yesterday about the Pride Mafia.
I am a lesbian, a dyke,
non-binary or genderqueer. Why does a rideshare company produce videos with people saying they are
out and proud?
For the same reason a defense contractor funds this float. They know doing these things will help get your company a perfect score on something called the Corporate Equality Index.
Yeah, it's really grotesque, actually, and people are actually kind of getting sick and tired of it.
Outside of a few random sightings, I barely noticed the left's holy month of Pride at all. Something tells me this might just be the worst Pride month ever. Please cue the sad music.
A once popular Pride event in Grand Rapids announced it was canceled this week after hearing from typical sponsors that they can't spare the cash.
They're all
They just said that
homophobic.
we don't have any money left
They hate
for
gay
DEI
people.
or for Pride.
Phoenix Pride are filing Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Since the administration took office, we've seen a really sharp decline in a lot of our support.
LGBTQ plus bars across America are disappearing. That number of bars fell 37%.
Because you couldn't put the dang name on the marquee. There's an LGBTQI. We ran out of no room on the marquee. Inside California's gay certification program, and California state Democrats have embraced another kind of favoritism, contracts for state-certified gay-owned business. But you've got to go through, pardon the expression, rectal exam to become this. Here is Rob Finnerty last night on Newsmax talking about the gay certification. Literally, they're making people prove they're gay to get state contracts. And by the way, that's illegal.
I can show you exactly how to source diverse vendors. Using my handy-dandy tablet, let's go to thesupplierclearinghouse.com. This is the perfect place to find every classification of diverse vendors that you can imagine. Let's take a look. Diverse businesses are easy to search for and engage.
That's an example of what's happening in California right now. That's a training video from San Diego Gas and Electric. They tried to take it down because people are showing this to the public. It's featuring what the company calls their ambassador of excellence to help companies find diverse LGBTQ plus IA businesses.
Gross.
As something called the Supplier Diversity Program expands, originally meant to increase opportunities for female and minority-owned businesses back in the 80s in California. But under Gavin Newsom, the program was extended to include gay-owned companies.
Yeah, and it's discriminatory. Here's Rob Finnerty on what you have to do to prove you're gay to get a contract from the government because you're gay.
Jillian, it's almost $1 billion. To qualify for certification, quote, companies must check at least one box on a 13-item checklist. This is real, which includes providing a copy of the owner's same-sex marriage, civil or union domestic partnership. The clearinghouse also accepts a letter from an attorney or a doctor or 3 letters of reference from personal contacts on their company letterhead who can vouch and attest to their gay status.
Here is
Jillian. 3 letters of reference.
This is Jillian Michaels' response to all this. She's a gay person.
I honestly thought this was a joke. I have an exceptionally liberal publicist who I happen to adore. And when she passed me the link for this story, she didn't think this was real.
Yeah.
As a gay person who is married with a family, we have equal rights.
Yes.
I promise you that gay businesses in California are not suffering in any way.
No.
All of these people that allied for you, when you ask them to, and you shove this stuff in their face, it is a huge mistake. And I am asking, honestly, gay people to stand up and say, we don't need this. This is going to create hostility and anger towards the gay community. This is counterintuitive. It's Gavin Newsom virtue signaling at our expense, and we have to stop this.
And it's infantilization, and it's an insult to the gay community, if anything. And it certainly is an insult to the business community at large. And Gavin Newsom is in so much deep doo-doo. It's like, I mean, no amount of hair gel is going to help him. Let's take a break and come back. Mary Walter joins us next. Don't go anywhere.
The Rob Carson Show is presented by Paramount Plus.
The Agency. All episodes streaming June 21st on Paramount Plus. In the world of espionage, truth is a moving target, and every decision carries a dangerous consequence. This new mission explores what it means to live as a double agent, twice the lies, twice the risk. The lines between ally and enemy blur like never before, and survival depends on trusting no one. Starring Michael Fassbender, Jeffrey Wright, Jodie Turner-Smith, and Richard Gere. Don't miss The Agency. All episodes streaming June 21st on Paramount Plus.
Tim Walz is a lefty who's ruined his state. Now he wants our children to self-mutilate. His policies are disgusting and lewd. And now he says schools have to include tampons in the boys' room. Tampons in the boys' room. Tim Walz and Kamala, a couple of fools. And everybody knows that liberals want to ruin schools. Tim allowed his cities to be burned by BLM. Criminals, illegals, they can count on Tim. His uniform, Tim, was disgraced. He really crossed the line the moment that he placed. Tampa's in the boys' room. Tampa's in the boys' room. Tim Walz is a comic. Kamala is too. And everyone should know the damage that these two could do.
Hey guys, it's Carson for Relief Factor. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those words weren't written for history books. They were written for you. But it's hard to pursue happiness when pain is a part of your everyday life. Relief Factor was created to help people address inflammation, one of the most common causes of ongoing aches and pains from aging, overexertion, and daily living. It's a 100% drug-free, research-based formula that works through multiple metabolic pathways to support comfort and mobility. No prescription, no masking symptoms, just real relief so you can keep moving forward. I work out every other day, I crush it at the gym, and I ride my bike 100 miles on the weekend. I credit Relief Factor for making all of those activities pain-free. And as America celebrates 250 years of independence, give yourself a chance to reclaim yours. To commemorate, they're offering a special patriotic price, just $17.76. Yeah. So you can pursue your happiness being pain-free. Your $17.76 3-week quick start is ready for you. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4-RELIEF. That's ReliefFactor.com or 800-4-RELIEF. The Agency. All episodes streaming June 21st on Paramount+. In the world of espionage, truth is a moving target, and every decision carries a dangerous consequence. This new mission explores what it means to live as a double agent, twice the lies, twice the risk. The lines between ally and enemy blur like never before, and survival depends on trusting no one. Starring Michael Fassbender, Jeffrey Wright, Jodie Turner-Smith, and Richard Gere. Don't miss The Agency. All episodes streaming June 21st on Paramount+. Got it.
3, 2, 1.
But there's something about Mary that they don't know. Mary. There's just something about Mary.
Which is exactly what her neighbors say when she walks by their house. They say the exact same thing. It's like, what? There is something about her. I don't know what. Hi, Mary. How you doing there? Just let her walk by. Just let her go. Hello, Mary Walter. How are you?
Good, my friend. How are you?
I'm glorious. I am absolutely glorious. It is it's Friday, and had a good week here. Did you see that the UFC fight had 23 million more viewers than the biggest Super Bowl in history?
I couldn't figure out how to watch it, but you had to have Paramount.
Paramount Plus.
I couldn't watch it anyway.
Paramount Plus. But think about that, Mary. 150 million viewers on a network you had to pay for versus the Super Bowl being free. I just think it's kind of remarkable. And I think people are kind of done with, calling masculinity toxic and hating America and hating patriotism. I really do believe. Have you been watching some of these videos of people coming in for the World Cup and just loving America?
Oh, 100%.
Oh.
I've become one of those people who spends all their time on their phone because I get sucked into one video and then the algorithm just sends you to another one, to another one, to another one, to another one, right?
Yes.
It's ridiculous. And I've learned that apparently there's a huge market in all the rest of the world for ranch dressing.
You know, that's what I heard. Really, they don't have ranch dressing in like Great Britain, and this is a big deal to them?
It's not just Great Britain, it's everywhere. I was watching Italians, French, none of them have it. And it's this huge thing I don't know, it's this big thing. So TSA was put out a statement saying that if you're going to bring ranch dressing home, you have to put it in your checked luggage.
That's true.
You can't carry it in your carry-on, and they're confiscating all these bottles of ranch. But you know, it's funny. My friends from England once asked me, well, what's in it? And I'm like, that's a great question. I don't know. I'm like, buttermilk. Buttermilk. And a bunch of spices. I don't know.
Buttermilk and a packet of Hidden Valley Ranch salad dressing. Packet.
Well, that's the
powder.
I'm like, just buy the powdered stuff, guys. You can get a big container of the powdered stuff at like Costco and BJ's, you know, the Sam's Club. You can get powdered, and then you just take it home and mix it with buttermilk.
I think it's just kind of cool to watch, like Brits having barbecue for the first time and their eyes rolling back in their heads, or biscuits and gravy, or this one the other day. And I mean, how bad is food in Great Britain? And nothing against Olive Garden if you like Olive Garden, but there was a woman online at Great Britain, and she is eating a fettuccine Alfredo at Olive Garden with the all-you-can-eat breadsticks and salad and all that. And she said it's the best thing she's ever eaten in her life. And again, nothing against Olive Garden, but if that's the best thing that you've eaten in your life, how is food in Great Britain?
Well, yeah, they don't spice anything. Great Britain does not use spices, salt and pepper. That's it. But what bothers me about all of this is they're going to, and no shame, but they're going to all the chains. They're going to Chili's. They're going to Waffle House. They're going to they're going to all the chains. And I'm like, oh man, there are so many great restaurants that are mom and pop owned, that are holes in the wall, that are so much better than some of these other restaurants. But that's what they're doing. They're going to all the chains that they've heard about. So I'm like, oh, whatever.
Well, I just think it's neat that they are loving the fellowship that people have. I'm sure you maybe have seen me dancing on King Street. That video has kind of taken fire because people are in town.
What may I just say, Rob? First of all, you had a cameraman. You had someone film you for you.
No,
you know.
It was my friend. It was my friend Nick who was just taping it. There were several other videos that Nick taped, and that just happened to be one of them. And she shared it with me. And she shared it with me.
You had someone videotape you. You had someone record you exactly as I just said.
Let me just say. But let me just say that you always think that you're dancing better than you're dancing until you see the video. And then you're like, oh, God, what the hell was I thinking?
Well, yeah, but yet you posted it anyway.
Yeah, you know what? Because you know what? I'm a joyous person, Mary. You should know this by now. I am a very joyous person. Let's talk about other things, because there's many things that you had mentioned. Sauerkraut diet. What is that all about?
Okay, so apparently everybody in the administration is on this sauerkraut diet. And the weird thing about, first of all, I love sauerkraut.
Me too.
The thing is when we were in Israel, we learned that a lot of their food there is pickled, right?
Yeah, fermented and pickled. Yeah, you bet.
Right, so it's fermented and pickled. So apparently there's something about putting fermented vegetables with meat.
Oh.
That is supposedly very good for you. So when you get a
hot dog with sauerkraut.
Well, not there.
Okay.
But they make this thing called an Israeli salad, and it's got fermented and pickled vegetables in it, and it's really good. And I don't know what's in it, but they always put it like in some kind of falafel or some kind of a wrap or something.
Yes.
With meat, with some kind, whether it's turkey or chicken or beef or something, they always put it together. And it's supposedly very, very good for you. So they're all using it. And also sauerkraut has 0 calories. So if you're eating a lot of sauerkraut and you're filling up on that, you're filling up on water. So it has no calories. It's like filling up on celery.
Yeah, well, also, I'll mention, I've been watching this guy online, and he has this sardine diet and all this. You know, I'm not going to eat just sardines, for God's sake. But kimchi is the Asian version of, it's a pickled cabbage. Marvelous, by the way. I love kimchi. My ex-wife hated it because it smells. Yeah.
Yes, it stinks.
I just love kimchi. I think kimchi is spectacular. And I love sauerkraut as well. You would also mention Commodore is going to bring back the flip phone.
Yeah, remember Commodore 64?
Commodore 64, yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're back. It's called the Commodore Callback 8020. It's a vintage phone It's a vintage phone reboot. And they're calling it a retreat from Black Mirror technology, and it's designed to help you spend less time staring at a screen. So it has no apps. Yep, it's going to be available later this year, and they said it helps facilitate digital detox. They have patent pending technology that will block web browsers and social media at the system level.
I think that's. I think it's actually kind of cool. It's almost like a Amish version of a phone.
Right, like one of those phones you actually have to dial. It does, however, offer internet connectivity if you do want that. But they say, it takes away the risk of screen addiction because you can't have apps.
Do you like talking on the phone?
Do I like talking on the phone?
Yeah. No, the other person I'm talking to.
No, I thought you said you. I thought you said. Well, I don't know if you know this, but you speak very rapidly.
No.
I thought you said I like talking on the phone, meaning you.
Do you?
Sometimes I prefer texting. Sometimes I prefer talking.
Gotcha.
Because if I'm texting someone who's a talker, then I know I'm never getting off the phone.
Yes.
So I want to text that person.
Yes.
There are other times, though, when I'm
Yes.
going back and forth and I'm like, you know what? We could solve this in approximately 90 seconds if we just speak to each other on the phone. So then I call.
I usually don't like talking on the phone, but I have someone who I've been talking to quite a bit on the phone, and I've actually enjoyed the conversation. A lot of times I don't like to talk on the phone, but on the way, Mary, I've got a bunch of stuff for you, including.
Wait, but when you're talking, hold on.
What-
When you're
what?
talking to that person, is there like Dom Chicka Wow Wow music in the background?
Always.
That's what I thought. Okay.
On the other side of the break, the most bizarre mini bar items around the world. Okay, we're going to talk about that among other things with Mary, including intimacy kits. Hello. We're going to cover that on the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere.
FM in Harford County.
Oh! More with Mary Walter. In one moment, you can follow her on X at Mary Walter Radio, and better that you follow her than having her follow you. I've been there. It's weird. Anyway, Mary Walter Radio on X. Buy gold, put some silver in your pocket. I know what you're thinking. Everything's so bloody expensive right now. How am I going to buy gold? How about you look at that 401k from a previous employer and say it's not doing anything? How about I just invest in gold? That's what I did with my IRA, my 401k from selling cars. It was just laying there like Joe Biden on a beach chair. Anyway, right now, Birch Gold giving you a special American 250 1-ounce silver round for every $10,000 you purchase by July 10th. 10 years ago, ounce of gold was $1,200. Right now, it's about $4,500. It's fantastic. Text Rob to 989898 to take advantage of a free America 250 silver round with qualifying purchase before July 10th. Again, text my name, Rob, to the number 989898 for Birch Gold.
You know me as Kevin Bacon, but on Wednesdays, I'm Kevin Bean. Because Wednesday is Beans Day, the day we swap meat for beans. They're packed with protein and fiber. They keep you full longer. You save money and animals. They're just beans. Till you realize how many animals they spare.
Why is Kevin Bacon, I mean, it's ironic that his name is Kevin Bacon, promoting replacing meat with beans on Wednesdays? Mary, help me out with this.
I don't know. You're the one who played it.
And here's the deal. Doesn't methane cause global warming, climate change? Go ahead.
Beans are protein. I get it. Beans are protein, but they're also carbs.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of people don't like to replace meat with carbs. And I also think there's a big movement in this country going back to meat, going back to beef and chicken and all that stuff, and protein. People are really big on that. And yes, you can get protein powder, you can get protein bars, etc. But a lot of people just want to just go to Mother Nature and not do the artificial stuff.
Have you noticed all the stupid things with protein? The other day I was, I think Costco, they had protein pasta sauce. I mean, do I really need protein pasta sauce? Everything's got protein in it now. What the what? Really? Really?
Well, I actually just had some protein powder in my coffee this morning. But
I do that.
I had a protein soda. They make protein soda now.
Oh, dear God, woman. How much protein do you need? Are you going to bench press a Toyota? What the heck?
I didn't have them both in one day. I had the protein powder in my coffee, and yesterday I was running around and I couldn't do a lot of stuff. I was just crazy busy day, so I took the protein soda with me.
I've got this protein powder coffee, by the way, and I have this protein powder coffee, and what I do is I take one, cold coffee like Stoke or these other ones, and I'll fill a big, 12 or 14 ounce glass with it, and then I'll add a big old scoop of the protein powder coffee. Didn't realize that every scoop of the protein powder coffee is 2 shots of espresso, and it was like, woo, yeah.
Because Lord knows you do not need any kind of stimulant.
I know. Do you ever, and listen, I don't recall the last time I stayed in a hotel room that had a mini bar. You get a little refrigerator. I don't know.
They don't have mini bars anymore. Maybe it's the more high-end places.
I think it is.
We consider a place high-end if we can go downstairs and they have that machine where you can make your own waffles.
Yes. Yes. I love that thing. It's fantastic.
We're all excited. We're like, oh, this is a high-end one. Guess what? They have the thing downstairs. You can make your own waffles. We're like, woohoo.
I love it. And you got the little, the chafing dishes with the sausage and the eggs. And oh my God, you're living large, baby. You are living large.
Powdered eggs and the bacon so thin you can read the paper through.
Whatever works. It's free. That's the most important thing, Mary. Free makes everything good. So here are some of these are obviously high-end places. Intimacy kits in some, and not the vibrating bed like your parents used to, they used to be like the vibrating bed was a big deal a long time ago before you and I were renting hotel rooms. Oddly enough, it's Sir Richard Branson's Virgin Hotel. They offer a lover's intimacy kit with what you'd expect. Things that, I don't know, run on batteries and, are slippery.
Okay, so what you can buy, I don't really want to go too far into this because I fear where it's going to take me.
Is that a toothbrush you're using in there, honey? The hell is going?
I see a minefield ahead. So like I get like condoms. Okay, fine.
Sure, yes.
But like devices, like how down the weird road does this go?
I don't know. I don't know.
And do they put it in the drawer next to the Bible from the Gideons?
I hope not. I hope not. Other places have, for instance, at the Omni Royal Crescent Hotel, New Orleans, they have a Love Voodoo kit. Contains a stuffed doll, pins, and instruction manual. You know, if a woman breaks out the Love Voodoo kit when you're in the same hotel with her, I would get the hell out of there right away.
Yeah, I think that's just a kitschy thing. Besides,
Unless,
Bob, how many of those are? How many Love Voodoo kits of you are floating around out there? Love Voodoo dolls?
Oh dear God, there are probably plenty of women that have voodoo kits with my face on it. I know one woman particularly. That said, let's move on. Room Bar, the world's healthiest in-room snack banquet at Equinox Hotel in New York. They've got 80 nutrient-rich snacks targeted toward and vitamins and supplements. Doesn't that just sound like a party waiting to happen?
Well, I guess it's better than junk, right?
I suppose.
You know, listen, if you can afford to eat out of the mini bar in New York, you can probably, you might be one of those people who says, I want something a little bit better than, 6 Oreos that are going to cost me $85.
Yeah, plus also after you use up the intimacy kit, you might need a protein bar.
It depends on who you are, but yeah.
All right. On that note, we have to say adieu. Mary Walter, tell everyone where they can find your awesome work.
Just look for me on Mary Walter Radio, especially on X. That's where I post my schedule. I'll be on Newsmax next week, Newsmax TV, and I'm all over the place on the radio too.
Of course you are. All right, girl. Have a glorious weekend. All right.
Thanks, you too.
All right, let's talk. We'll talk later. Let's take a break. This is the Rob Carson Show. Wasn't that fun? I love me some Mary Walter. She's awesome. Hi there, Gary McGovern and Willard Clark and Habalone. All of you. Howard Johnson's used to have the best blueberry pancakes and whipped cream. I think whipped cream is still in the intimacy kit. I could be wrong. Arby's is good. Love it. Arby's is good. I don't know why you're talking about Arby's, but yeah, what the hell? You were talking earlier about hot dogs over on Rumble. That was kind of fun. Talking about what you like to put on hot dogs. And somebody mentioned Hebrew National, and they love Hebrew Nationals. They're going to cook some Hebrew Nationals today. And I said the difference between Hebrew National hot dogs and the other ones are they're circumcised. Because, it's Hebrew. It's Hebrew. And they're actually quite delicious. You were talking about it. I said that one of the things that I enjoy on my hot dog are sauerkraut. And I got kind of a regimen. Some hot dogs I do sauerkraut, ketchup, mustard. That's it. Some, like Chicago dogs, you do onion, sport pepper, tomato, and mustard. A New York dog is more, I guess, I'd put onions on it, whatever. Cincinnati dog is Cincinnati chili, onions, and a gigantic pile of finely shredded cheddar cheese. They call it a coney. Oh, dear God in heaven, it's glorious. It's a gift from God, for goodness sake. For goodness sake. Who's watching over here? Dookie Bear. Good to see you guys there. We had a conversation about hot dogs yesterday. I like Vienna beef, Hebrew National. Ballparks are okay for the kids. I got to have something better. You also mentioned the ones in New York. I'm drawing a blank on the name, but they're a big deal out there. They're pretty good. They're not as good as Hebrew National. Oops, time for me to talk. Come on.
Would I launch strikes in Mexico to stop drugs? It's okay with me.
Boom, 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 boom. Bang, 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 bang. Boom, 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 boom. How. All right, so I might have to do a little boom, boom in Iran because they're being, you know what, and I love it. I love it that the IRGC and these idiots are so proud and so fanatical that they are asking for insurance fees for passing through the Strait of Hormuz and firing on ships. Unleash hell, Mr. President. End them. End them. That's the only way this is going to work out, is if we end those people in power at the IRGC. And that's just all there is to it, honestly. And it took a day. I love that they're so bloody stupid proud that they're doing this crap. They're doing this crap. The DOJ has opened an inquiry into Major League Baseball over the San Francisco Giants players' Pride Night protest, because they didn't want to have to, wear Pride Night uniforms, and so they put Bible verses on their hats because they're sick and tired of this nonsense. I think I've got a little bit on this. Hold on one second.
Major League Baseball in hot water. They're claiming
this is Harmeet Dillon talking to Todd Starnes with Newsmax.
This is just about a uniform policy, but a lot of people out there, many people up on Capitol Hill, see this as targeted harassment against Christians. What say you?
And Muslims, by the way, they're not too crazy about the gays and all that. And they in Islamist countries, they throw gay people from roofs and stuff.
Well, let's look at the legal framework. Under Title VII, which is administered for private employers like Major League Baseball teams by the EEOC, or public employers, which I administer at the Civil Rights Division, it is illegal to treat employees differently in their terms and conditions of employment, promotion opportunities, hiring, et cetera, on the basis of protected characteristics. And religion is one of those protected characteristics under our federal laws. And so that doesn't automatically mean that the Major League Baseball employers are in the wrong here. But what it means is if they're treating people of faith and their faith-based messages on their hats differently than, say, employees who want to have pins that are LGBTQ or other types of messaging on their hats, and they tolerate that. In other words, if they're applying that uniform policy in a discriminatory manner, that definitely could be the basis of an employment discrimination claim.
Yeah, I think that we've kind of reached peak tolerance, and we're still tolerant, don't get me wrong. But when you force people to believe a certain way, or force a Christian to wear something, and it also just makes you look stupid, like pride sleeves, rainbow sleeves on your uniform, it's emasculating for particularly male athletes, and unnecessary and utterly ridiculous, among other things. Coming up, Tulsi Gabbard on her way out exposes the criminality of Anthony Fauci. It's gigantic, and it's coming up next.
The Rob Carson Show is presented by Paramount Plus.
You don't need to live with aches and pains. Visit relieffactor.com today.
Now back to the Rob Carson Show, presented by Paramount Plus.
Hold it now. You are about to hear the most interesting, informative, thought-provoking, and funny show in America. On air and on the World Wide Web. This is the Rob Carson Show.
And by the grace of God, it is finally Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the final hour of the show. We have much to get to. Christian Toto joins us at the bottom of the hour. Jimmy Kimmel is taking the summer off. We're going to tell you who's going to replace him. And yes, this person is more insufferable, is worse than him. So that is coming up on the show. And then also, if you get a chance to check out my TV show, it's called Rob Carson's What in the World? And it is on Saturdays at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Newsmax, and again Sunday night at 8:30. It's on N2, also known as Newsmax 2 as well. Donald Trump says it makes me the funniest guy on TV. This weekend show is hilarious. You should not drink liquids while you watch the show. I mean, you can have a drink there, right? But don't try to drink it while the show's on. Wait till a commercial break. You will do a spit take. This week, Democrats try to ruin America's birthday party. Graham Plattner is becoming radioactive to the leftist media. And The View compares a UFC fighter insulting Michelle Obama to slavery. Those are just a few of the stories that I comment on this weekend. So download the Newsmax app or go to newsmaxtv.com. For all of the places you can watch it. Real quick here, FBI agents are swarming LA's Skid Row in an explosive voter fraud investigation after homeless residents were paid to register and sign multiple ballots. Now, of course, I'm not saying there's voter fraud in California. I would never, ever infer that there is a possibility of voter fraud happening in California. But the FBI seems to be investigating it. I don't know why they would. Federal officers, including FBI agents and Homeland Security investigations personnel, swarmed Skid Row in Los Angeles Thursday morning as part of a rapidly expanding criminal investigation into voter fraud tied directly to the recent mayoral election and the California governor primaries. Really? That is so weird. That is just weird. According to the New York Post, roughly 20 federal officers flooded the crime-ridden area after homeless residents allegedly told investigators they had been paid cash to sign multiple voter registration forms, forge signatures, and fill out election paperwork ahead of the Los Angeles mayoral race and California's recent primary elections. The FBI doesn't comment on ongoing investigations, but the Post investigations have determined it was linked to voter fraud allegations. The action comes after a series of shocking videos emerged a week after Election Day featuring Skid Row residents claiming they were paid to vote for incumbent Mayor Karen Bass and, of course, nitwit Ramen Noodles, who edged out insurgent candidate Spencer Pratt when they found all these votes after he was declared the victor on election night. Yeah, it happened. It was weird. One of the clips, a man claimed he received $4 to vote for Bass. Wow. Unbelievable. When asked whether you would have been paid to vote, Ramen, he said, yeah, and that Pratt was not among the candidates he was encouraged to support. He claimed that he completed a mail-in ballot for Bass and deposited it in a ballot box. FBI Director Kash Patel took straight to X to deliver a blistering warning to fraudsters. Securing our elections is one of the utmost priority for this FBI. If you mess with our elections, we're going to find you. The stunning raid comes just weeks after federal prosecutors charged and secured a guilty plea from a longtime California petition circulator who admitted paying homeless individuals on Skid Row to vote in violation of federal law. 64-year-old Brenda Lee Brown Armstrong. You have 4 names, for God's sake. Maybe she's like, maybe all 4 of those names vote Democrat. I have no idea. Brenda Lee Brown Armstrong was charged with 1 felony count of paying another person to register to vote. Prosecutors allege that some registrants were even instructed to use an address connected to Armstrong, raising concerns about where ballots could ultimately be sent. I'm not saying there's any voter fraud, because certainly there probably is not, because, our elections are so secure. Sure, okay. Yeah, why the hell not? Why the hell not? Oh, yeah, and COVID came from bats. or pangolins. No, it didn't actually. Tulsi Gabbard posted yesterday on all social media. On her final day in office as the DNI, okay, here is the video, which is audio for radio, all right? I want you to pay close attention here because we went through mother-loving hell because of this COVID nonsense. We were censored. My children's education were ruined. My son's college experience was ruined. My daughter's high school experience was ruined. We have a generation of kids who are behind in their academics because of this. We had businesses by the tens of thousands shut down. They told us we couldn't go to church. They let our relatives die alone because we couldn't visit them. Oh, brother, I want to come off the top ropes on this. I am so bloody done with it. And I was told to shut up. You can't say that. Your social media, you can't say that. You got to take the vaccine. I didn't take the mother-loving vaccine. I was never going to take the mother-loving vaccine. Here is Tulsi Gabbard.
Before the COVID pandemic, Dr. Fauci, as head of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, provided millions in U.S. taxpayer dollars to fund dangerous gain-of-function research on bat coronaviruses.
He bought and paid for the creation of a genocide
at the Wuhan Institute of Virology, work which is now widely viewed as the source of the unintentional lab leak that sparked the pandemic.
Was it?
Now, in support of President Trump's maximum transparency mandate, today, on my final day as Director of National Intelligence, I'm releasing never-before-seen communications and documents that expose exactly how Fauci worked with politicized career leadership in the intelligence community to suppress the truth about his actions.
Do you know how big this is? Do you have any idea how big this is? Here is a little montage. I got some montages because I'm going to spend some time on this. Montages starting with Tony Fauci. Now we know lying to Congress. And by the way, we all knew he was lying to Congress, but we were censored.
NIH has not ever and does not now fund gain of function research.
That's
in
a
the
lie.
Wuhan Institute.
We now know that a bat coronavirus was enhanced in a lab. The National Institutes of Health acknowledged that it funded research of a virus that was studied at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. The experiment unexpectedly, we're told, made a bat coronavirus more contagious than the original naturally occurring one.
Take an animal virus and you increase its transmissibility to humans. Right. You're saying that's not gain of function?
Yeah, that is correct. And Senator Paul, you do not know what you are talking about,
Wow.
quite frankly.
Wow.
And I want to say that
Oh,
officially.
you little monster.
You do not know what you are talking
You're a
about.
monster.
They took animal viruses that only occur in animals and they increased their transmissibility to humans. How you can say that is not gain of function?
It is not.
What we're talking about now is the gain of function research
2012
in studies that increase predominantly the transmissibility as well as pathogenicity.
In Wuhan, they allowed international flights out. They didn't allow them in. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? In an election year. When Joe Biden took office, he did a candlelight vigil on the reflecting pool for 400,000 deaths from COVID. So Anthony Fauci was responsible for paying for a virus that was made transmissible that killed millions of people. Do you hear what I'm saying here? A man is responsible for the deaths of millions of people. When that number reached 1 million during Joe Biden's presidency, he didn't acknowledge it. He did not acknowledge it at all. He did not acknowledge COVID deaths while he was the president, but they used it against Donald Trump to blame it on him. Here is more from Tulsi Gabbard on her last day as the DNI.
Now, these documents expose Fauci's direct role in influencing and manipulating IC assessments on COVID-19 and how Fauci lied to Congress in 2024 When under oath, he denied knowledge of or participation in discussions with intelligence officials about viral research. We also received testimony from multiple intelligence community whistleblowers who reported retaliation for challenging the intelligence community's manipulation of intelligence on the virus's origins. Once again, revealing a clear pattern of suppressing dissent, silencing critics, and burying the truth.
Ivermectin is horse paste. Hydroxychloroquine cannot be used. You can only take the vaccine. You can only take the vaccine. I had to watch my daughter take 2 of those damned vaccines. Another member of my family just got their booster last year. If you're still getting vaccine boosters, wow, really? Really? I've got more coming up here, including, some things that are going to not shock you, not surprise you. You knew it all along, but you were told you couldn't share your opinion because it was disinformation or misinformation. That's coming up. This is the Rob Carson Show.
Relentlessly slowing the spread of the stupid every day. It's the Rob Carson Show.
Place trying really hard right now that if any of us who happen to be practicing in California say anything contrary to the approved narrative, our licenses will be automatically pulled by state law.
You're an expert. You were on the task force. You were part of this effort when you were in the previous administration. And you're saying in this administration that you can't rule out the fact that our government was lying to us when they told us the vaccinated could not get the virus. Government told us that the vaccinated couldn't transmit it. Was that a lie or was that a guess?
I think it was hope that the vaccine would work in that way.
This is important for the country to know. So when I asked the question, when the government told us that the vaccinated couldn't get it, and I asked you if it was...
We were lied to, we were played. I wasn't believing any of it. Of course, I was just censored. You know, you were censored too. The government was involved in the censorship of us with regard to all of our concerns about the vaccine. It was bizarre. I remember that all of a sudden, out of nowhere, doctors could not have any say when it came to treating COVID, a new virus that was created, now we know, and paid for by Dr. Anthony Fauci. That, according to DNI director, outgoing DNI, Tulsi Gabbard. Here is some more from Tulsi Gabbard's message yesterday on social media about the fact that COVID was created in a lab and Anthony Fauci paid for it, and the intelligence community worked with him to cover it all up.
Dr. Fauci's close relationships with the intelligence community enabled him to assume three key roles that shield him from scrutiny. First, Dr. Fauci funded dangerous gain-of-function coronavirus research linked to Big Pharma and their pursuit of universal vaccines worth trillions of dollars. Second, Dr. Fauci was the behind-the-scenes advisor who, alongside his hand-picked so-called experts, pushed the intelligence community to endorse a natural animal origin to hide his dangerous gain-of-function research that he funded.
This is why Joe Biden gave him a pardon.
Using taxpayer
or whoever was pulling Joe Biden's strings. It wasn't Joe Biden.
Dollars. All of this in a deliberate attempt to cover up the truth and shift the blame and attention away from Fauci's own actions. Third, Dr. Fauci became the nation's pandemic pundit, and he publicly pushed lies, disinformation, and censorship using every platform available.
Yeah, and the media gobbled it up.
You are the unvaccinated. You are the problem. It is the unvaccinated who are the problem, period, end of story.
The only people that you can blame, this isn't shaming, this is the truth. Maybe they should.
Bunch of worthless sheep.
Be shamed. Are the unvaccinated.
It's time to start blaming the unvaccinated folks, not the regular folks.
Anyone you came into contact with will blame you, as will the rest of us who have done the right thing by getting vaccinated.
Because frankly, we know that we can't trust the unvaccinated.
I think it's time to get our moral house in order, Anderson. It's the unvaccinated.
Wow. Do you remember all that? I do. Boy, I tell you what, it burns in my heart and soul. I remember every damned bloody minute of it. I will never forget what they did to us. And I want to see Anthony Fauci. And I called for this years ago. I said, Nuremberg trial for him and others. Here is Tulsi Gabbard.
Now, according to hundreds of reviewed emails, which are included in this release, the intelligence community almost always incorporated Fauci's recommendations. He promoted a fraudulent paper whose publication he helped prompt as legitimate information for intelligence community consideration. Senior analysts praised Dr. Fauci, not as a policymaker, but as what they called an unbiased guide to the real coronavirus experts, while deliberately ignoring experts who might dissent from Fauci's narratives.
Now, Tom K on our Rumble feed reminds me the ventilators and remdesivir killed people in the hospitals. Remdesivir was the AZT of COVID. Fauci was in charge of AZT during AIDS, and that caused death. The same thing, the same modus operandi happened during AIDS with AZT. Remdesivir was no good, and ventilators, most assuredly, if you were put on a ventilator, you were an 85% chance you were going to die, and many people died because of it. Anthony Fauci needs to be held accountable for this, all of this. Here is Tulsi Gabbard talking about Anthony Fauci lying to Congress.
Now, Fauci didn't stop there. He blatantly lied to Congress under oath during his 2024 testimony to the House Select Subcommittee on the Coronavirus Pandemic, denying that he ever spoke to any intelligence agency about COVID. Now, the correspondence I'm releasing today directly contradicts his sworn testimony. Now, we received statements from multiple whistleblowers revealing that the intelligence analysts who dared to challenge Dr. Fauci's COVID origin conclusions faced threats of retaliation, marginalization, and many suffered career setbacks. For example, a contractor was terminated just days after coming forward to ODNI as a whistleblower.
This is what they're doing in Minnesota when you're exposing the fraud. Old Tim Roots would shut you down, move you in your job, or you'd just be relieved of duty.
For example, those who advocated for the lab leak hypothesis or expressed dissenting views were reminded by their managers that leadership would determine which analysts would be promoted and which would not.
Yeah, I've got heroes like Dr. Robert Malone, and he was the one who spoke. He had his career ruined by Anthony Fauci. There were others as well. Here is the final clip from Tulsi Gabbard as she leaves as DNI.
Now, after years of lies and censorship and cover-ups, the American people deserve transparency, truth, and accountability. The tactics that were used to hide the truth are straight from the deep state playbook. Politicized, self-serving leaders like Dr. Fauci covered up their own wrongdoing and abuses of power, manipulated intelligence, lied to Congress, and undermined a duly elected president by restricting his access to the vital facts he needed to keep the country safe. It's time you know the truth.
Yeah, I remember it was almost surreal that what we went through. I worked at selling cars. I had to wear a stupid mask every day. Every day. My daughter, after her freshman semester, first semester, school was out for a year. No schooling at all. Then she went back. It was hybrid. Then she went back full time, and we had to wear stupid masks for a year. How many high school students, how many college athletes missed their championships, missed their games, missed their seasons, had their careers destroyed? We can't even begin to account. We can't even begin to add up the damage, not only monetary, but also mentally for the country as a whole. Anthony Fauci, you are an evil little man. What you perpetrated on us cannot be forgiven. You must be prosecuted for this. Everybody who worked in the intelligence community, who shut down dissent, everybody who took part in this monstrosity should face public tribunals. This has got to happen. I have waited years to say this. I know it's tough to take on a Friday, but it had to be said. We got to take a break and come back. Christian Toto joins us on the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere.
The Rob Carson Show is presented by Paramount Plus.
The Agency. All episodes streaming June 21st on Paramount Plus. In the world of espionage, truth is a moving target, and every decision carries a dangerous consequence. This new mission explores what it means to live as a double agent, twice the lies, twice the risk. The lines between ally and enemy blur like never before, and survival depends on trusting no one. Starring Michael Fassbender, Jeffrey Wright, Jodie Turner-Smith, and Richard Gere. Don't miss The Agency. All episodes streaming June 21st on Paramount Plus.
I always accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative. With me, there is no in between. State of the Union scored approval rate, how it has soared. Democrats cannot afford to take me for granted anymore. Inflation's low, employment's high. The Dow Jones, it is headed for the sky. Borders secure, illegals aren't jetting in. That's why I accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative. Latch on to the affirmative. With me, there is no in between.
Hey guys, it's Carson for Relief Factor. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those words weren't written for history books. They were written for you. But it's hard to pursue happiness when pain is a part of your everyday life. Relief Factor was created to help people address inflammation, one of the most common causes of ongoing aches and pains from aging, overexertion, and daily living. It's a 100% drug-free, research-based formula that works through multiple metabolic pathways to support comfort and mobility. No prescription, no masking symptoms, just real relief so you can keep moving forward. I work out every other day, I crush it at the gym, and I ride my bike 100 miles on the weekend. I credit Relief Factor for making all of those activities pain-free. And as America celebrates 250 years of independence, give yourself a chance to reclaim yours. To commemorate, they're offering a special patriotic price, just $17.76. Yeah. So you can pursue your happiness being pain-free. Your $17.76 3-week quick start is ready for you. Visit relieffactor.com or call 800-4-RELIEF. That's relieffactor.com or 800-4-RELIEF.
The Rob Carson Show is presented by Paramount Plus.
The Agency. All episodes streaming June 21st on Paramount Plus. In the world of espionage, truth is a moving target, and every decision carries a dangerous consequence. This new mission explores what it means to live as a double agent, twice the lies, twice the risk. The lines between ally and enemy blur like never before, and survival depends on trusting no one. Starring Michael Fassbender, Jeffrey Wright, Jodie Turner-Smith, and Richard Gere. Don't miss The Agency. All episodes streaming June 21st on Paramount Plus. Entertainment and whatnot. HollywoodInToto.com. Happy Friday, my friend. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. Can you believe that this UFC fight, 150 million people watched it, and it was on a paid service? It was on Paramount Plus. This is 23 million people more than the most watched Super Bowl in history. Isn't that just stunning?
It's stunning, and in a way, it shouldn't be a complete surprise. There are a lot of patriotic Americans. Yes. UFC is huge. This was billed as a massive event. It seems like it delivered on everything it promised. I mean, knockouts aplenty, great visual presentation. Obviously, the framing of it around the White House was certainly unique and stellar and smart as well. So, yeah, it's stunning, but I think we should have all expected it.
but it beat the most watched TV event ever on Paramount Plus. How is that? Can you imagine if it were on a network or the networks? Can you imagine if we were maybe simulcast on all the networks? Could you imagine the viewership?
No, I can't. That would be huge. I hope they kind of maybe chop it up and maybe spread it out. I know you can't. It's a fight. So when people know the winner, it's not nearly as exciting. But I feel like they could really kind of stretch it out a bit and kind of just show the majesty of the whole event. It's just sounded amazing. It is
absolutely remarkable. You know, the only thing that would make it bigger is if they did the same thing and the fighters were Scarlett Johansson and Sydney Sweeney. I think that would be bigger. I think that would be much, for me personally, it would be much bigger.
I think that's self-explanatory.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I want to mention something. This kind of, Jimmy Kimmel, I don't know if you know, is taking the summer off. Like, remember when Johnny Carson used to take weeks off because, he'd been working his entire life and he had gigantic ratings, unlike Jimmy Kimmel. But Kimmel is taking off some time this summer before he's relieved of duty. Did you hear that Rosie O'Donnell is going to be one of the people, or maybe the person who fills in for?
I mean, are they going to have a psychiatrist on set in case things go a little bit haywire?
I swear. She is such an unhappy person. I think that Gen Z doesn't know she was a comedian at one point.
Yeah, she was charming for a while and had some abilities and starred in some decent films. Like I think she's the worst part of one of my favorite films, Beautiful Girls. But listen, she's all right in it. I mean, she was a professional actress. She was a performer, but now she's what do we say delicately? Not well. Is that a fair assessment?
I'm not sure how she can do this. I mean, well, obviously, the show, the Jimmy Kimmel show, is not really funny anymore. But this, I mean, this is like, I don't even know how she overcomes her illness. I mean, you remember when she had her TV show? It was actually kind of cute. It was like a comedy version of Oprah. It was inclusive, it was you find gifts under your seat, all of this stuff. And then she just became this dark, awful person. And as she was leaving that show, her magazine, she had a magazine, and she just canceled the magazine and fired everybody. Do you remember that?
I don't remember the end of it. I do remember that shock. Yeah, I forgot that she had a magazine. It was called Rosie, right? I mean,
it was called Rosie. And which oddly enough, I used to call my brothers Playboys. It's weird that way. But I don't know how she can pivot back to happy again. It's going to be disastrous. I just think it's going to be disastrous. Unbelievable.
I hate to say it, but I kind of want to watch it. I mean, Trainwreck Central, right?
Yes, exactly. There's a whole lot of other things going on. I guess, I mean, this Jan 6th movie, Sean Penn is going to direct it. Tell me about this Jan 6th movie.
Well, it hasn't even started yet, but it's already won 12 Oscars, so that's really a good start. That's going to happen. Yeah, I mean, he just won his 3rd acting Oscar. Listen, he's a very talented guy. I'm not going to take away from that. He's done some directing, some decent efforts.
Yes.
And he's going to make a movie. All reports are there's going to be Bradley Cooper starring as a police officer who was involved in the melee that happened on January 6th. And,
did he kill Ashley Babbitt?
Oh, don't get me started.
Yeah, I know.
They just, I'm sure that won't get a close up at all. But listen, Hollywood is the land of make believe.
It's
There's
going
so
to
much
fail.
make believe tied to this.
It's going to fail.
Listen, I don't even think they care if it fails.
Yeah.
This is for awards, and this is to spread their message and to get this on your streaming platform in a year or two. So it'll live there in perpetuity. And if you forget the headlines and you forget the facts, there's that nice Bradley Cooper movie. That's the way these things work.
You've got a couple of things on Hollywood in Toto this weekend for those who are looking to do some entertaining stuff. Father's Day is this weekend, isn't it? Is Father's Day this weekend?
Yeah. Yep.
Holy cow. Finnegan's Foursome, which is not what you think, honors golf, fatherhood, and trash talk. I think I might have to go to that.
Yeah, listen, if you like golf, you're going to love this movie. This is Edward Burns. He's made a million movies since the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Smaller scale, kind of personal dramas, but I think he's leaning into his love of golf here. The bad news is it's 2 hours long. This movie did not need to be 2 hours long. It's also on video on demand, by the way. I don't think it's in theaters.
It's about 11 holes. It's about 11 holes long.
That's right, exactly. But you know what? It's funny. It's sweet. It's funny. It talks about missing your father when he passes, about the legacy, about love of the sport, about family ties. It's got some good stuff in it. There's a lot of, and also it's beautifully shot. I mean,
Really?
this is Ireland, golf courses. I mean, I'm not even a golfer myself, but it's just spectacular to look at. So if you're looking for something different, if you look for something that's a little bit more family, well, it's not family friendly. There's a lot of profanity, but about that family dynamic, I think you might enjoy that one.
Toy Story 5? Toy Story 5? How about this?
Well, there were so many unanswered questions from the first 4 movies. They had to kind of make a 5th just to kind of wrap things up in a neat bow.
Gotcha.
You know what? It's good. It's charming. It's sweet. And it looks at how, hey, these digital toys and all this texting and all the technology is robbing our kids of their imagination.
Yes.
That's the good part. I think parents will love that message.
Yeah.
It's funny. It does all the things that a Toy Story film do. But I think the franchise is getting a little bit too old. Some of the themes, some of the messages have been repeated again and again. And I have to say, and I wrote about this separately at Hollywood and Toto, Buzz Lightyear is not the Buzz you remember. He's been a bit emasculated. I don't
boy.
say anymore in case you
say
the film is not that way, but it's got something in there.
To infinity and beyond. And then finally, Scream 7. You say the franchise isn't dead. Scream 7?
I'm surprised. I mean, I think the whole gimmick behind the movie should be over. But I enjoyed the 7th one. It's out on home video, Blu-ray, DVD, you name it, and came out early this year. Did big box office. I just kind of was late cashing into it. I wanted to let people know. But you know what? As formula goes, as horror movies goes, it's not bad. And if you love the franchise, I think you'll like this one too.
$5 says that Christian Toto did not watch Widow's Bay like I said he should.
I watched the first 2 episodes.
Did what? What'd you think?
I enjoyed it. I didn't fall crazy in love with it like I think I expected.
Okay.
But the lead actor, Matthew Rhys, is it? I think I say his last name.
Yes.
He's excellent. I've seen him in a couple things recently. He's so good.
You saw the clown episode, right? You saw the clown episode.
Yeah.
That scared the hell out of me. That scared the hell out of me.
I want to watch more.
Good.
I want to watch more.
I think you should. The only one I think episode 5, they go back to the 1600s, to the origins of the island. I like I said, didn't you kind of feel it was like Northern Exposure meets, a horror movie to some degree, or like The Shining? I mean, I don't know. I just like the concept. I thought I actually enjoyed the light humor. It's a very kind of sophisticated, not hit you over the head kind of humor, but I thought it was great.
Yeah, it's very smart. It kind of takes you to a different community. I love that.
Yep.
And you have a lot of interesting characters who are not over the top, but also distinctive. I like that as well.
Well, wait till the Sea Hag episode, and then also the happy hour episode. There's a drinking party, and it is like holy hell. So, thank you for at least checking it out, taking my advice. Yeah. This is a banner day for me. Oh my gosh, Christian Toto.
And thank you for the $5 that's coming my way. Apparently,
yes, it is. It is. I'll Venmo you. I'll Venmo you today. Christian Toto, HollywoodandToto.com. Tell everybody where they can find your podcast.
Yep, go to YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you find your favorite podcast. Get the Hollywood in Toto podcast.
Have a great weekend and a happy Father's Day, brother.
Thanks, you too.
All right, let's take a break and come back. This is the Rob Carson Show.
WCBM.
It is the Rob Carson Show, Friday. Oh, so much to do, so little time before the end of the program. Sorry, a little running my own audio here in the studio. I've just been told I need to be out of this studio in 30 days. They're going to tear. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? I'm going to take a little point of personal privilege. So I moved the studio here, and I put everything into a U-Haul, and I build this glorious studio. Find out I had heard in December the possibility they were going to tear down this building. Well, that is the case. And I have just found out I need to be out in 30 days. God has a sense of humor. God has a sense of humor. But you know what? I'm not even stressed out. Not even stressed out about it. It is, I look at this, and I by the way, I posted the video of my studio that I built myself with my money, including the glorious desk that I had built abroad and shipped here, including the faux brick wall that I built, the neon sign that I ordered, the landscape of DC background, the paneling over here, the computers, the microphones, all of this. I did this. No other broadcaster has done this that I can think of. Nobody who has a nationally syndicated radio program, podcast, live stream, television show, built his own TV and radio studio and engineers it all. I like to say, and if I could offer any advice, if you will take any advice from me, it is that you increase the value of your currency. Increase the value of your currency as not only an employee, but also as a human being, if you can. I've been trying to do this my entire life. Learning how to do new things, whether it be as a father, as a husband, learning how to build, learning how to do home improvement, learned it all. I know how to do almost anything in the house. I leave plumbing and electric up to professionals because your house can flood or burn down if you screw it up, but I do everything else. Learned how to cook. Started as a fry cook in high school, learned how to cook. They used to call Four Sons Truck Stop, the farmers and the people in my hometown on I-80 would call to see if I was working. Then they'd know if they wanted to come out and have lunch or breakfast. And then I took it from there, and I ended up doing about 100 cooking videos on the web. I was on stage with Ted Allen, and I've done weekend getaways with people where I was a sous chef working with a chef at resorts and whatnot. As a comedy writer, as a broadcaster, as an on-camera talent, as a voice talent, as a TV personality, I have constantly tried to increase the value of my currency and become better in a lot of different ways. And then, of course, there's the evolution that happens with you as a human being that I'm still undergoing. And you're doing a pretty good job of it. There are still, there's still darkness kind of claws at you a little bit. Like, for instance, all of a sudden finding out I have to move the studio. And I know that God will provide for me, and I know you guys will support me. And you know what? You're not even going to know that I moved. You will not even know that I moved. I promise you that. You will just be like, oh, I'll say, yeah, I'm in a new studio. And you'll just go, well, you look exactly the same. You sound exactly the same, and everything's cool. I know it's going to work. But I share that with you because I just feel like, I brought you here with me when I built this studio. And this was, even though all of this effort has taken 10 months to build this studio, now I've got to take it apart and move it. I know there's a reason why I did it. This was the trial run. We haven't even begun to hit our strides. We have not even begun. We are just barely there. Guys, in the 10 months since I moved here, with the help of a guy named Ralph Rinzi, with Redneck MacGyver, with a guy named John Quick, with a man named Dylan Parentis, who these guys work on the social media with, our social media team at Newsmax. This show is now, we broke the top 10 political commentary podcasts in America right after Victor Davis Hanson. We are number 42 for news. We are beating massive news organizations. We are meeting massive podcasters. And of the 4.8 million podcasts out there, this one is 250. That's huge. I knew when I moved here. And I brought you with me. I knew we were going to make a noise they couldn't ignore. And they're not. They're paying attention now. You're here with me. This is a moment, a historical moment, and I'm here to witness it for you. And I'm here to inspire you to overwhelm the left with joy and faith and patriotism. And then I said I will handle the mockery, the ridicule, and satire. And it's working beautifully, even with little bumps like having to move my studio. I wanted to share that with you. I hope you don't mind. I've got a new piece of comedy that I want to share with you on the other side of the break from Jim Gossett. One of the many things that separates this show is that I run the same comedy that I wrote for Rush Limbaugh for 20 years here, except for it's new. And it's with a guy named Jim Gossett. That's coming up. This is the Rob Carson Show. Hey guys, it's Rob Carson with another great deal from, I got 30 days to vacate this building. I refuse to let it get me down. But we got to roll with the punches, right? There's a lot of stuff challenging me right now, but you know what? I'm gonna brush it off and I'm gonna win. There you go. That's all you need to know. So I appreciate your support. Let's see who's watching. This show has gotten so big and it's just getting bigger and bigger. It's just getting bigger and bigger, and I know that's why I'm here. Let's see here. We got BFO5. What's going on? How you doing? Hope you're enjoying the show today. Deborah. Scarecrow. Tom, sure wish we lived closer to Rob's place. I'm good at electrical work and some carpentry. That's okay. I'm the only apartment dweller in my apartment that has a full complement of power tools and toolbox and all that. And you want to hear something funny? So this young guy, he's like 20 years my junior, probably in his 30s. The name Mike, and I just met him, and I invited him to show him my apartment and the toolbox that I use as a kitchen island, and the spice rack that I installed, and the the coat rack that I installed. And he took me to his apartment the other day with his girlfriend, and he showed me his apartment. And there's a toolbox, and there's a spice rack, and there's a coat rack, just like in mine. And he said, "Thank you for your ideas." Isn't that something else? That was pretty funny. It was something else. It was really cool. So I was proud of that. It meant a lot to me that he would take my advice. And my daughter's with me this summer, so that's also very, very cool. Scarecrow, you're moving on up, Rob. Yeah, I am, baby. I am, and I don't mind it. This place has been very good to me. Mark Giuliani has been very good to me, by the way. Here we go. Okay. So, I also want to thank, there's a gentleman named Mark Giuliani. He gave me this space that's going to be torn down. He gave me this space, and he invited me to be in this space, and he owns WGMD radio in the Delmarva area, Rehoboth Beach, and I consider it a godsend that I know him and Walt Palmer, the program director there, and all that. One thing that happened since I moved here is that Washington, D.C. became an amazing place. I'd like to take credit, but was the president of the United States bringing in the National Guard, crime decreasing to record levels. All of the fountains are now working, and they're not being used as toilets by the homeless. Yet the idiots in Washington, D.C., the Democrats, decided to elect a communist, and I'm hoping that Donald Trump gets rid of home rule and takes over the city again. Here is Jim Gossett as the president of the United States.
I'd like to take over D.C. I believe I should.
You're going to have to.
They voted in a socialist who'll ruin it for good.
It's our capital.
The residents of D.C. would be grateful to me.
Yeah, they would.
For too long, the Democrats have made it so scary.
Everybody say,
I'd like to institute home rule.
Yeah.
So I can save D.C.
Please do it.
From Janice, the communist, as left as she can be.
Yeah, she's a lunatic.
If I took over D.C., the citizens would win.
Come on.
In spite of liberal Democrats, we've made it safe again.
Yeah, we have.
D.C. safe again.
All right, if you want to come and visit, I believe we have a couple spots left on the trip to D.C., October 25th to the 29th with me, 5 days, 4 nights. Travelwithrob.net. It's so just beautiful here. It's just really wonderful. I'm looking forward to getting out this weekend and seeing it all. And once again, because I never get tired of it, and I'm going to be posting it all on social media. Follow me on all my social media at Rob Carson Show. Everything. Truth, got 2.5 million followers. Wow. Facebook, X, Getter, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. All of those. Rob Carson Show. Do that. Please watch my TV show, Rob Carson's What in the World this weekend. Help me spike the numbers. Help me make the numbers go boom, because it's a great show. Donald Trump thinks I'm the funniest guy on TV. Saturday at 3, Sunday night 8:30. So a great Father's Day, wrap up to a Father's Day weekend. Thank you for everything, guys. I can't thank you enough. I'm blessed beyond belief, and I hope that I can do my best to share this blessing with you. God bless America as founded. Donald Trump, our great president, our military, they did a great job. And you guys, of course. And until Monday, don't catch the stupid. I love you, crazy people. Bye.
The Rob Carson Show is presented by Paramount Plus.
The Agency. All episodes streaming June 21st on Paramount Plus. In the world of espionage, truth is a moving target, and every decision carries a dangerous consequence. This new mission explores what it means to live as a double agent, twice the lies, twice the risk. The lines between ally and enemy blur like never before, and survival depends on trusting no one. Starring Michael Fassbender, Jeffrey Wright, Jodie Turner-Smith, and Richard Gere. Don't miss The Agency. All episodes streaming June 21st on Paramount Plus.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.